Let's say it's not always exactly 10 years, but let's say the big movements in life are roughly 10-year buckets, right? So like for me building my first business, that was kind of like a 10-year thing and eventually it led to the launch of Atomic Habits. You maybe get 5 or 6 of those in your adult life. Some of those things make sense to do in a different order than others. Like if you want to travel the world and see a bunch of places and party in Ibiza, you're probably not going to do that in your 60s. There's nobody's saying you can't, but some things are probably better sequenced in other spots. Obviously, there's especially for women, there's a certain limit on if you want to have a family, what decades that happens in. So yeah, it's just a matter of sequencing and prioritization. If you look at the like tapestry of your life, what do you want the big movements to be, and where do those seasons need to slot in? That's it. There is no right answer, but it's interesting that as soon as you realize it's a finite number, and as soon as you realize that trade-offs are always going to be a reality, you have to deal with that in some way. I've decided that right now, while my kids are young, like I'm going to turn the career burner down, and that's fine. It's not going to be how it was for the last 10 years, but that's okay because they're only 5 once. They're only turning 6 once. They only go to second grade once, and I want to be there for all that. So um, there are always trade-offs.
I think that sequence point is super interesting. It got me thinking because you're right. There are sort of some constraints, whether they're biological constraints or in the case of your kids, like just natural constraints that mean this season can only happen now.
There's also some things like, both of us are fairly young entrepreneurs. I'm so glad that I started a business in my 20s rather than my 50s. It's easier for me to be there for my kids now because I have control of my time because I did the business part in the previous decade. It doesn't mean that you're going to be able to perfectly plan it all, but you just see how the sequences can stack up in that way.